So I've been working here at Memorial for 29 years, actually as of Thursday. It'll be 29 years, that'll be my 29th anniversary. In the province, I'm most known for my high altitude climbing, and that came out of a time of, kind of midlife crisis, needing a really big project to drop myself into. And as I learned how to train really hard and focus and push through some really challenging conditions on mountains, that brought me able to bring some of those skills and mental abilities back into my daily life. And in some ways, we always talk about there being type 1 fun, which is fun that's fun in the moment, and then type 2 fun, which is fun when you look back on it, you're glad you did it, but at the time wasn't terribly fun. So that when we've gotten through those type 2 kind of fun moments, we use those when other times are going, getting tough. Probably almost my whole life I've been teaching outdoor skills of one form or another.
How did you get into it? Did you grow up with those kind of skills, or?
I was lucky. My family had a cabin that we would go to, and I was allowed that kind of free-range childhood. And I also there got to, learn to drive boats and skidoos and ATVs, and we were allowed to run around and basically that classic get kicked out in the morning and see at dinner time.
Okay.
And that progressed to then being in a leadership training program at my local Y, which taught me some of the leadership skills, which progressed to an undergraduate program and on through master's and PhD, all the while collecting different technical skills and instructional skills. And it's one of my greatest joys to share how to go outdoors and have fun, how to have it be enjoyable, because a lot of times when people get exposed to being outside, depending on how they're taught, it might not be enjoyable, and to really connect with being out here.
You're very lucky to have grown up like that. A lot of people don't. A lot of women also, aren't really pushed toward it. But tell me a bit about this Becoming an Outdoor Woman workshop.
Well, I think in that lead up to your question, I think you hit it right on the nail on the head, because so many women haven't had the chance to develop those skills. People saw a need to offer skills instruction, introductory and beginner instruction in a safe environment. And so it was now 28 years ago, I believe, that BOW, or Becoming an Outdoors Woman, came to Newfoundland and Labrador and has been running between 2 and 3 workshops ever since. And it's a special environment. A lot of the instructors are women. There's an opportunity for participants to try 4 different activities, and many women have come back year after year to try and sort of click off all the workshops. Some go to the same workshops year after year because it may be the only time in a year when they get to use a chainsaw, or the only time they actually get to be in the stern of the canoe.
Why is it important to have safe spaces for women, for gender non-conforming folks in the outdoors, like this workshop?
I think it opens up the entire spectrum of the activities. We often hear from folks who go outdoors with their partners that it's pretty easy to fall into particular roles. Like, I always do the cooking and they always set up the tent, or I always paddle in the front and they paddle in the back. And that's all great, it's fabulous, it's efficient. But what happens if suddenly that person in the back can't paddle in the back? Something goes wrong and you have to be able to paddle in the back. So it's important to practice all parts of the skills. And so I think that's what the space does at BOW, is it gives people the chance to try the parts of being outside that they don't ordinarily get to decide or get to try. And they get to try new things that maybe they don't have the equipment, or no one in their circle has that equipment. BOW covers both consumptive outdoor rec and non-consumptive outdoor rec. So consumptive would be hunting and fishing, and non-consumptive would be hiking and outdoor yoga and things. And it's important for us to have that mix as well, so people can come into the spectrum of outdoor activity wherever they feel comfortable. And typically, as people have come more and more and realized that it's a great place to learn so many different outdoor skills, that it may take them 3 or 4 bows, but then it's like, okay, I do want to try to go to the range, and I want to try that. Not that I ever plan to hunt anything, but it's interesting to learn the safety, because everyone gets very intensive safety instruction around archery, around knife usage, around gun usage, around the importance of wearing a life jacket or PFD whenever you're on the water.
Right.
And hopefully then they take that home as well to their families, and ideally we can uplift safe practice across the spectrum.
Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all my questions, but I don't really want to.
I know you
I don't really want to go
don't
back.
want to go back.